Hey, welcome back. This is straight out of the comments, and it's about time. So we're gonna have a morning meeting. Hi, I'm Rollen. I'm a junkie. I lived a life of excess, abuse, and consequences. Drugs and drug abuse, cocaine, crack, meth, speeds, alcohol, weeds, all that. Um, Ended up in 9 years in prison. I got out early. I proved that they railroaded me. That wasn't enough. I went right back to smoking crack. Ended up in a hospital as a John Doe. My wife, at the time, divorced. She was a crackhead too. Uh, my parents, I had to search the hospitals. I had been admitted as a John Doe. um, Recovered and got divorced soon after. My wife brought me home once while I was in recovery at where I did a bunch of bed rest because I had a broken neck, and she brought me home once and smoked me up while I had the halo on. Lowest point of my life, trying to Hunter Biden the floor, trying to look for my Parmesan, trying to pick some up and trying to bend, and I got a halo on. And the holes are pulling at my head, and I just wanted another hit. I knew the bottom was my best friend at that point. Had a few falls. I ended up hooking up with a girl I met in treatment. That was a few more years of excess. And then I discovered movies, creation, and art. And I was in a band, so I guess I'd already been creative, but I failed that. This saved me. Working a program, but I do seem like a hypocrite some days because I am 18 years free of consequences from poor lifestyle choices. I don't actually tell you what you can and can't do. This program is not designed to tell you you can't live your life. I smoke weed. Weed has kept me free from consequences for many years. So if I'm a hypocrite, I apologize. That's for you to live with. I believe the key is I no longer wake up in jail, hospitals, or dead.
What up, y'all? My name's Tom. Little while back was an alcoholic. Had a mental breakdown like a year ago. Came close to put me in a coffin. Damn. After the hooker I loved. After I did all the drugs. After I finally got fired for showing up late to the job, hella tired and drunk. After the oxys, I put up my nose with my boss on the oil rigs when I was young. After my ex cut her wrists and the cops thought I stabbed her and beat me, then put me in cuffs. After I totaled my car trying to run from the cops with a...
Oh yeah. I did spent some time in jail because I wouldn't let her kick my ass. I didn't beat her up. This is not my honey bunny. It was years ago in the life of excess. But if we're gonna listen to this song, then we're gonna listen to it correctly and make amends for shortcomings in our life. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nope. Nothing but poor choices until I gave all that up.
Wrists and the cops thought I stabbed her and beat me, then put me in cuffs. After I totaled my car trying to run from the cops with a kilo of coke in a trunk. After I drank till I rotted my teeth out my head, got infections in all of my gums. After I couldn't get hard cause the vodka and porno sedated me till I was numb. After I couldn't escape from the basement I rented and went to go live with my mom. After I cheated on people I needed and lied trying to hide from the guy that I was. Then I got sober, the madness was over. Now I am proud of the man I become, yeah.
Step 10, continue to take personal inventory. When we were wrong, promptly admit it. Own our shortcomings. All of those things, you have to admit you're powerless over these things. Admit that you're powerless and they're winning. And that either the consequences to you, your well-being, the people around you. The moment I realized that it wasn't a pity party and it was about consequences, I found a formula to start weighing equations. If you can't see the formula, then it just a lot of times is like, oh, poor me. And that feels that way. It feels real. It feels like the guy in the mirror hates you, the gal in the mirror, the squirrelkin spirit. It feels like that human being looking back at you doesn't love you. And it's actually the opposite. It's you don't love the person in the mirror. That's you. That's not a stranger looking back at you. It's you. So that's a big deal to me. Weighing our own home, keeping our own homes in order, the soul, the internal, and being free from consequences.
I was, then I got sober, the madness was over. Now I am proud of the man I become, yeah. I'm finding someone that I know again. I started climbing out the hole I'm in. Fighting demons and I know I'll win. It's time for me to mend these broken wings. Life has been hard, I know it gets better. This is a war that I'll fight forever.
I forgot how good this hook was. I'm like everybody else, man. I could take a Tom MacDonald hook or leave it sometimes. Sometimes they're so sugary and sweet, they're just too good. I'm not hating. If that's what you're hearing, you're wrong. This hook makes me want to cry. You probably can't see it. I got a metal plate. When I woke up, oh yeah, there you can see it. It runs from there to there. Got a metal plate in there. Now they told me I never do construction again because I had a compound fracture and that it didn't come all the way out, but they couldn't figure out why my blood pressure was spiking. My mom would hold my hand, she told me, as I was out for 3 days. So I lost 3 days of my life. I have no clue. I remember Friday, 7 o'clock Friday. I know the rock was, it doesn't matter what I remember. I remember 7 o'clock Friday. I think Monday I woke up. I thought a cat was on my legs. It was a device keeping my blood circulating because I'd been laying there, you know what I mean? Still and stiff. Just ridiculous. So the scars are real. Like I said, then they discover. So they didn't discover the compound for here. There's the quality health care I got. It took them 3 days to discover a compound fracture in my arm. A police report says I was actually fighting the car when they came and picked me up. So I tested positive for 5 different things, but I wasn't out. I wasn't passed out in the car. I was actually trying to go home, walk home with a broken neck, compound fracture in my arm, shattered hip, collapsed lung, 4 or 5 broken ribs. And I was, the police report says that I was going to go home. I was going to walk home. I told them, just leave me. My wife was going to be mad that I wrecked her car. I was a single person in a telephone post. I didn't hurt nobody. Hell, I never stole from honest people in my life. I just committed crime against other criminals because I thought it was cool. Really, I was just a junkie and a fucking fool.
What up, y'all? My name's Madchild. I've been off to Xannies for a while now. I was waking up feeling suicidal, but I think I'm finally starting to smile now. Man, I lived a hell of a life. I've been to hell and back twice. Lost $10 million, 3 different addictions. Don't tell me about paying the price.
So, not me, But I've told this before, and this is another time to tell it because we run in group here. We're having a meeting. I sat with the bro, kicking heroin. I drank Mad Dog, Morgan David. Get on that night train for days, puking in buckets and helping him to the toilet, and also he could kick some smack so he could go home for a bit. And he'd come back to his apartment and start banging smack. I couldn't save him. I could just help him normalize when he needed. That ain't no way to live. But what could I do? I'm going to turn him in, putting him in a cage, probably kill him. So I held his hand as he threw up.
Price from penthouses with top models, hanging with strippers with pop bottles. You're anxious and hiding alone in my room from the world. I was pissing in pop bottles. From chart top and being a role model to flop records and lost follows. When I cop product, got a month's worth. When I left the spot, cops followed. If you saw a photo, it was only face, cause I was 85 pounds overweight. Mental breakdown trying to catch a plane. Wasn't Madchild, I was only Shane. My puppy Lola was my only gang. Had to put my baby in a grave. I walked away.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. I miss my Watson.
Was only Shane. My puppy Lola was my only gang. Had to put my baby in a grave. I walked away from every brick I laid so I could build a new wall to keep me safe.
I'm finding someone that I know again. I started climbing out the hole I'm in. Fighting demons and I know I'll win. It's time for me to mend these broken wings. Life has been hard, I know it gets better. This is a war that I'll fight forever. I had my scars, I always remember when I lost it all and never surrendered. When you fall down and the world's closing in, you can get up again, up again. Life has been hard, I know it gets better. This is a war that I'll fight forever. I had my scars, I always remember when I lost it all and never surrendered.
Oh, I'm still in a blessed mood. Don't get me wrong. Ah! Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My baby had to go work. I had to say goodbye. Yeah, no, everything's cool. It didn't ruin my day, but that's real. Yeah. So thanks for joining me. Every day is not a struggle. This is just too powerful of a message for this meeting to not take to heart. Other than that, it's a beautiful day. And we got stuff going up everywhere. So got lots to do. It's awesome. Yeah, that was... that's why I can't. I like Tom. I like this whole... I like all this. It's fantastic. Deep, deep, deep feelings. And, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Stale coffee over there in the corner if you need it. All the non-dairy creamer, powdered, of course, that you want. Smoking optional. Thanks for joining me. Make the best of the day or start the best day of your life and keep going.